Check out that flame. This is like taking action right here. Taking action, execution, and completing tasks is just like my little eagle torch lighter. When you take action, you're putting heat onto your life, and the fire will spread. But if I were to rub this wall, I could rub this wall all day. It's not going to catch on fire. If I were to stick that torch lighter on this wall and hold it for enough time, the fire will start spreading. If you're starting a company, you have to take action. And the way to take action is to execute and complete tasks. Execution and completing tasks. And here's what it's going to get you. Imagine you're 15 years old. No, not 15, 18. No, 16 when you can work. You're 16 years old and you want to work at Walmart really bad, okay? You really want to work at Walmart. And let's pretend Walmart is the greatest place ever to work. Maybe a bad idea, analogy, but let's go with it. You really want, there's a want in you to work at Walmart. And if you want to build your own window cleaning company, you want to retire, and you want to have your own company that's running itself in 5 years without you. There's a want in you. Well, you have to complete tasks to get that want. You have to complete tasks, not start tasks. It's not starting tasks, it's completing tasks. You have to execute on completing tasks. Here's an example. You really want to work at Walmart and you're 15. It's your first job. Your friends work there and it's a fun place and you're going to make, whatever they pay, 15 an hour, 14 an hour. And you've never had, so you want this job. Okay. So you're thinking short-term goal is I got to go down there and apply for it. And you get up the next day and you go hang out with your friends and talk about Walmart all day. That's what a lot of you guys are doing with your company. You're talking. The smart 15-year-old, 16-year-old, he goes down, he physically gets an application, he fills it out, and he gives it back to the people, and then he goes home. Look what he just did. He changed his life forever. Forever, his life is different. Now, he's not just a 16-year-old who wants to work at Walmart. He's a 16-year-old who applied to Walmart. Look at that. It's no longer wanting. Because he finished and completed a task, because he executed on filling out an application, when he wakes up tomorrow, he's going to be a Walmart applicant. He's no longer going to be a dreaming person. You guys need to get out of the dreaming stage and be in the application stage of your business. What have you applied today? Literally applied. Dreams mean nothing. You're just some foolish kid hanging out. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're 60 years old and you're retired and you want to start a window cleaning company, you're just as lazy as that 16-year-old if you're just dreaming about it, okay? So it changes your life. When you execute on tasks, it changes your life forever. If you order the squeegees you want and you submit it, the world is now sending you those squeegees. You changed your life. Little teeny ways. You pushed the button, you executed on it, made sure the money was in the bank, and now you're no longer somebody who is dreaming about buying window cleaning material. It's on the way to your home now. It's not the perfect material, but you are now somebody who's equipped to go clean windows. You're not somebody who needs to be equipped. Do you see how you're different? And that's how people become successful. It's completing tasks, executing on the completion of tasks, and taking action, which is taking action. So let's go back to the boy going to Walmart. He's now a Walmart applicant. Okay, now they call him in for an interview. Well, now the world outside that he changed is now calling him. You took action to hang flyers. You're now a flyer hanger. Now somebody called you. Now you're a business, a little bit. You're now a business because of the action you took yesterday. You have to get out of the dreaming stage and stop dreaming about things. You could dream one day, maybe Sundays you sleep all day and you just kind of write and you think, where do I want my life to be? Do I want to continue with what I did yesterday? Do I want to reapply myself? When Monday hits, you got to stop thinking. You have to do. Go out and do. And then wait, work 6 days, come back, chill, think about it. Do I want to do this again? That's all I've done for my life, and it's I'm 3 weeks from becoming a petty officer in the United States Coast Guard Reserves, and I own my own company and all this other stuff. And the company's automated. So that kid gets an interview at Walmart. Now the world is calling him. So he goes out and he interviews. They ask him questions. And of course, he's 16. Nobody cares. He doesn't have a history. Like, okay, what kind of student are you? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're hired, because you're hired if you apply to Walmart and you're young enough and have no experience. They're like, okay, come on, you're going to do bags or whatever. He gets the job, or maybe he waits a couple interviews. He's now an interviewee for Walmart. He's no longer an applicant. He's an interviewee. He's being interviewed for a job. Now he gets the job. He is now an employee. He's no longer a dreamer. He's no longer an applicant. He's an employee. The world calls you to go clean your windows because of what you did yesterday, because they can't call you if they don't know about you. And this can go to like applying yourself onto Yelp and Google Plus and all this stuff. If you don't execute and actually post good pictures and ask for reviews, like execute on your clients and ask them for a review. They give it to you, you build up enough, about 14 or 15 reviews, and then boom, people start calling you. So the world called him. He's now an employee. He's no longer an applicant. He's no longer a dreamer. He's a literal employee. Now all he has to do is just, when the work calls him, he goes, works, gets his money, okay? That's what execution does. When you take action today, you wake up to an entire different life tomorrow. An entire different life. I took action for about 3 or 4 years in my company and took action every day, executed. And a lot of the people around me were like, well, let's do this or let's try that. And I was like, dude, get it out of the way. They're like, we ought to try, rappelling windows or whatever. We got one job that we had to rappel down windows, and all I did was spent the last $700 or $800 I had, gave it to my friend. He gave me his high-rise window cleaning ropes and everything. They were decent shape. And my wife was like, well, do you have this? Do you need all this safety? Do you have to get all this perfect stuff? I took the ropes, I wrapped them around a bunch of weights, I threw them over the building, and I literally went over the building. The rope is stretching and everything. Yeah, it was a little bit of a risk. I had 2 ropes on me, but I got it out of my system. I did not think, if I'm going to sit there and think about rappelling on a 5-story building, I would never take action. I had to literally go over the building before I thought about how scary it was. And then I was terrified. My freaking stomach was up in my throat. But I cleaned a couple windows, rappelled, got to the ground. I woke up the next day a different person, a whole different human being. Now I rappel down windows. Now I'm a high-rise window cleaner. That's how I saw it. And so now we get bids for high-rise, and now I just got to train other people. And then that's a whole different level of window cleaning. So take action. Do what you need to do today. Take action by executing and completing tasks. Executing on the completion of tasks. You know what you need to do next. It needs to be something sizable that you could bite off and actually do, okay? You have to execute on it. If there's some place in the ghetto where you don't want to walk down and you're like, oh, there's a whole storefront over there and they never clean their windows, I know I need to go ask them. You need to walk there, go door to door. You're going to feel like crap afterward, because going into a poor neighborhood to ask them for money, sometimes they look at you like, we don't have any money. We're just a barber shop that, okay, we'll pay you $5 to clean these windows or whatever. Maybe there's a neighborhood you need to go hang flyers to. You know what you have to do. Go out and apply for Walmart, or go out and start your company. But you have to execute. You have to complete tasks. Peace. Click like, subscribe. More to come. Bye.